If you're thinking about buying a home in Scottsdale and you're wondering, should I buy new construction or a resale home? Well, you may have to really consider buying resale, because this subdivision located at the heart of everything in central Scottsdale is going to have a lot to say about that. It's McCormick Ranch, and we're going to discover everything you know about one of the best master plan communities in all the western United States, let alone the state of Arizona. Let's go. So where I'm standing at today is 4,200 acres of former cattle land that was owned by one of America's titans, one of the dynasties of America, Fowler McCormick. His grandfather invented the mechanical reaper, which changed harvesting and farming forever across the world. John D. Rockefeller, may have heard of him. So in 1943, the McCormick family bought all of this land, bred Arabian horses, and then founded what we know as the famous Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show at Westworld right here today. Now, Anne McCormick was a staple of the Scottsdale community. She would come down here as her winter home, yes, back in the 60s, and her home was right across the street here at the Seville, and every time she came back for the winter, she would paint her house a new fresh coat of pink paint. So that way all the people in Scottsdale and Phoenix knew that Anne McCormick was back in town for the winter. And upon Anne's passing in 1969, she donated 100 acres that we're standing on today to the city of Scottsdale. The remaining 4,200 and some change acres were bought by Kaiser Aetna, which then turned into develop the nation's really first ever master plan large community. And this is what is today known as McCormick Ranch. And 27,000 people now call this place right here home. Okay, so why am I here in a train park talking to you on this video about McCormick Ranch? Well, because this is an icon. This is a staple of people who live in McCormick Ranch, or really the whole city of Scottsdale. The city of Scottsdale owns this 30 acres of a railroad park. You can take a trek all the way around here. You can have parties, you can have events, you have a merry-go-round, you have an indoor train park, you have a real train that was ridden by one of the famous presidents of America way back in the day. But this is a phenomenal place to come hang out for kids, events, parties. And if you live in McCormick Ranch, this is right at your doorstep. Okay, let's talk geographical boundaries of McCormick Ranch. It extends from Shea Boulevard at the north down to Indian Bend on the south, from Pima Road to the east over to Scottsdale Road on the west. So it's a massive area with all this acreage. So there are 4 distinct areas of McCormick Ranch, and they all are definitive and different in home values and what they offer. But you have the first area is the Sands. Every street name starts with San Salvador or San something. Then you have the Villas. Every street name starts with the Villa something, like Villa de Ventura. And then you have the Dells, like Del Capitan. And so then you have the north part, which is the part where all the street names are named in honor of Anne McCormick in horse breed names, like Appaloosa or Arabian, Irish Hunter, these different names, which is kind of cool when you're talking about how McCormick Ranch is kind of split up with the different neighborhoods and subdivisions. Okay, again, one of the things that makes McCormick Ranch unique is the different type of products for housing that you can buy and live in. These are condos right here that you can buy and own. You can feel for the type of landscaping that McCormick has. A lot of green grass, which again is unique for the desert. So if you don't want a house or something that is a lot more expensive, but something more lock and leave, low maintenance, then a condo like this in McCormick Ranch would be perfect for you.
You know why?
So this north part of McCormick Ranch is affectionately known as NoMo, and again, every single street name has these different horse breeds. So you can see right here, we're at Quarter Horse and Arabian, and there's a ton of them throughout. This is a very special part, and housing in McCormick Ranch is special too. You have this over here, this home right here is a new construction home, and you're seeing a lot of the remodeling in McCormick Ranch, just like this, because the property values are amazing because they're not making land like this anymore. All right, so we're out here in the summertime and it's pretty hot, but we're at Mountain View Park, which is an incredible, huge park, as you can see, in the heart of McCormick Ranch. So Little League teams, all kinds of kids sports and adult recreation sports happen right here. You have tennis courts, you have a playground, softball, baseball, soccer, you name it. And over here you have a rec center as well, which is owned and ran by the city of Scottsdale. You have a half basketball court in there and some places for great meetings that you can do as well. So I wanted to show you this because when you live in McCormick Ranch, you are choosing lifestyle. You're choosing family-oriented lifestyle and things to do. And this park is at the central heart of everything McCormick Ranch. All right, this right here behind me and all around me, this is the #1 reason why you live in McCormick Ranch. I know it's grass, but it's the green belt. If you just say the green belt in Scottsdale, everyone knows what you mean. And this meanders and winds right through all of McCormick Ranch. It connects subdivision to subdivision, neighborhood to neighborhood, kid to kid, friend to friend. Kids ride their bikes on here to school. They go to the park on these bikes. They go to the convenience store in McCormick Ranch on the bikes and many other businesses that surround McCormick Ranch. This is very special, a network of kids' activities to connect this neighborhood as one. And that's why this is so special living in McCormick Ranch. So right here is Cochise Elementary School. Now this is part of the Scottsdale Unified School District. It looks like a park because there's so much real estate, so much grass all around the school, which is phenomenal. All of our 3 kids went to this elementary school and we absolutely love it. It's an A+ rated school right here in the heart of McCormick Ranch. And again, in Scottsdale Unified, you do have open enrollment, so it does actually allow, if you don't live in the boundaries of Cochise or any school for that in Scottsdale Unified School District, you can open enroll and get into the school most likely, although it's not fully guaranteed. Now, speaking of schools, another thing to be really aware of is that there are 2 high schools that McCormick Ranch actually services. And if you are south of Villa de Ventura, you will go to Saguaro High School. If you're north of Villa de Ventura in McCormick Ranch, you will go to Chaparral High School. Both high schools are very good, both part of the Scottsdale Unified School Districts. It just depends on maybe what you're looking for. Chaparral is going to be a 5A larger school. Saguaro is going to be a 4A, a little bit smaller, but still very good size public school. So when it comes to schools overall, you're going to have a lot of good choices right here in McCormick Ranch, being part of the Scottsdale Unified School District. Now you do have private or charter options as well. You can go to Basis Scottsdale, which is the #1 rated school in the entire state of Arizona, and it's free. You just have to qualify to get in. You can go to the Great Hearts schools. There's a ton of those, more of a classical education experience, but those are nearby. There are several nearby, both flanking the north and south side of McCormick Ranch. So whatever you want for schools, because it's very important, being the fact that this is a family-oriented neighborhood, you definitely have a lot of good options. There's another one of the amazing shopping centers, actually just went through a full renovation right here at the corner of Mountain View and Hayden in McCormick Ranch. McCormick Ranch has several different shopping areas throughout the Paseo Village we're going to hit in just a second. But look at this, you pan right through here. Look at this wide road, a lot of separation. This is Hayden Road cutting down the middle of McCormick Ranch going north and south. You just have a lot of space, a lot of separation between the roads. If traffic flows very nicely. They just did a really good job when they were planning McCormick Ranch, and just one of the many reasons why it's one of the top subdivisions in all of Arizona, let alone Scottsdale.
I'm so fresh like the morning, mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive.
And right here, you'll see this is the same green belt, this little path right here that turns to the right along the lake. This is the same green belt that is connecting all of McCormick Ranch, and this one actually extends even past McCormick Ranch all the way down to Tempe.
Tell if I like ya, gotta make sure you know how to shake it like a bartender.
The benefit of being in McCormick Ranch is you have a lake system. You have 3 separate lakes that all kind of attach together and form a Y. primarily making up Lake Marguerite. And at the base of the Y is where the additional runoff, if we have heavy rains or whatnot, will run off into the Indian Bend Wash, making sure that this master plan community is designed for the 100-year flood that supposedly comes every 100 years in the desert. So they thought of everything when it comes to McCormick Ranch. I mean, what a beautiful setting to be out here, even when it's hot or not, to have water in the desert with all this green grass and the green belt that connects all of this with rollerbladers and bikers and joggers and walkers. You name it, McCormick Ranch has it all for you.
All these women aliens, super foreign, so exotic, hopping the Mercedes Benz, and I got them crushing like ice pouring above, it's overflowing on us.
And this is why we do these updated videos, because the last video we shot about McCormick Ranch was several years ago, and that was Lakeside Coffee. You know we like to support local coffee, and we have the Kelly Coffee Index. Well, now it's Press Coffee. Now, Press is not a huge chain, but nonetheless, it is a chain locally around Phoenix, and it's great coffee, by the way, but it's no longer local. So that's why we love to support local, to try to keep places like Lakeside Coffee in business. So if you get a chance to get a cup of coffee for Press, I highly recommend it. Their chai latte, unbelievable. Okay, right here we're looking at the Mercado at McCormick Ranch, and guys, they have some really good restaurants here, and a lot of it is not chain, some mom and pop stuff and some chains combined, but a little bit of everything from breakfast restaurants to pizza to steakhouses and just casual dining overall. Now, if you come over here, this is pretty cool because the Phoenix Beer Company is a great place to actually go grab not just a cocktail, but lunch or dinner right on the water. So that's what we're all about here. We're not trying to give you generic information on everything Phoenix in our channel. We want to give you the insight. So if you are in McCormick Ranch or maybe visiting and you want to get a nice patio lunch right on the water, Phoenix Beer Co. on Lake Marguerite is where you want to be. You have Zips, which is one of my favorite sports bars to go to here locally. You have the Coffee Roastery, which we've done a review on Coffee Roastery. It is local, so you have another one of those local coffee shops that are still going strong right here in McCormick Ranch. This is Cullen Brothers Public House, which is a great place to get some steak or Brussels sprouts. Probably the best Brussels sprouts in the Scottsdale area. Bold statement, I know, but they do a great job with the Brussels sprouts. And then right here we have Eyes on Hayden. Now, one of our good clients, Beth, actually runs that spot. So if you need a good eye doctor, Beth is a phenomenal eye doctor and a good place to go check out and visit. Some other stats at McCormick Ranch, which are quite impressive overall, is that you have 27,000 residents, you have 67 subdivisions, you have 10 overall interconnected lakes, you have several lakes that all interconnect to form kind of a Y shape, you have 25 plus miles of walking and biking trails, you have 2 public 18-hole award-winning golf courses that, again, you don't have to have a membership for or be a member of. You have a total of 47 tiny to large community parks, and your annual fee to be in McCormick Ranch is $265 a year. That is the average HOA for most homes in Scottsdale per month. So that is an incredible savings for all the amenities that you get while living here. And again, most of the real estate, most of the homes were built in the 70s and the 80s, but a lot of them have gone through transformations over time. And again, you're part of the Scottsdale Unified School District, which has a 16-to-1 student to teacher ratio with a 92% graduation rate, A+ rated. Now let's talk real estate in McCormick Ranch, because at the end of the day, everyone has a budget. And if you have a pretty good budget, McCormick Ranch is going to be a good place to explore. But you don't have to have a lot of money for everything if you want to get entry level. Entry level at McCormick Ranch is like a condo or a townhouse. Those primarily run around the mid 300s for a small condo up to the $600,000-$700,000 mark. And then you have homes that are more mid-range. Maybe these homes are 18, 17, 1900 square feet. Most of them not remodeled, let's say, you're going to be about $700,000 to $800,000. If it's remodeled, it could be a lot more than that. And then you have the premium homes, the lakefront properties, or properties on a cul-de-sac like we're walking in right now in the Dells. Now the Dells are going to be the premium real estate area for McCormick Ranch. And this is one of those amazing cul-de-sacs, as you can see behind me. These properties are going to run $2 million to $3 million, or even as high as, in some places in McCormick Ranch, up to $4 million. And there's a couple on the market right now that haven't sold yet that are above $4 million. And so that's what makes McCormick Ranch so special, is the fact that very few people leave. They're not making any more land like this or subdivisions like this, but it gives you a good representation of what you can do, because your property value, because of demand increasing and supply always staying about the same, will continue to push values higher in the future. And I love this because it gives you a good representation of this person right here. Outdated house, you can tell, is now surrounding their property with construction fencing because they're about to do a major remodel to bring their house up to speed with the rest of the properties in here, because every dollar you spend on a remodel on McCormick Ranch, for the most part, you will get a return and then some at the end of the day. There's one of the golf courses of McCormick Ranch. There are two golf courses actually in McCormick Ranch, the Pine and the Palm course, and they are literally award-winning golf courses that are phenomenal. In fact, the Palm course has the Canadian Tour on it several times throughout the year typically, and the back nine of the Palm course has been highly rated by Golf Illustrated. So here we have Paseo Village. It is a phenomenal spot with a lot of mom and pop and smaller shops for the most part. You do have a Walgreens and a Starbucks and some big chains as well. We also have Lucy's, which is a great place for lunch or to get a coffee. And they have some other fun stuff there as well that you could purchase. You also have Blue Seafood, you have Pilates, Crumble Cookies, very important. And you have a newer restaurant called DiMaggio's, which is one of the newer hotspots here in the central Scottsdale area. All right, now as you can see with some of the grass around McCormick Ranch, including a lot on the golf course, when you start getting into the middle or late part of the summertime, the Bermuda grass actually starts to fade a little bit. And you have spots that look a little brown, and sometimes it's not the actual best. But most golf courses in the Phoenix area do a great job of keeping up on keeping the grass, for the most part, in really good shape. A lot of the water is reused and reclaimed, so they don't use additional natural resources. But the great part is that all the golf courses and anywhere that has grass in the Phoenix area actually has winter grass that is planted usually around late September. And after about 2 to 3 weeks of being watered, it comes in and it is beautiful grass. Some of the best looking grass you probably have seen. Thin blades, just comes in fantastic. Now some people, you don't have to choose to do winter grass if you don't want. The Bermuda will lay dormant in your yard if you don't want to spend the money to do that. But overall, I would highly recommend it because it is a beautiful winter lawn when the weather is perfect that you can enjoy outside. So hopefully you can see now why McCormick Ranch is one of the best neighborhoods that you can live in if you're going to live in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. If you would like any more information about McCormick Ranch, the home prices, things that are off market that do sell, give us a call. We would love to help you out at 480-660-5974. And to never miss another video just like this one on another amazing community here in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area, then subscribe to our YouTube channel.